This is an amazing piece by George Gershwin. Anybody know what this is called? I'll give you a clue. It's not Rhapsody in Blue. Another clue, it's 35 pages long. Yes, it's George Gershwin's American in Paris. He wrote this in 1928. This is a gigantic piece. Today we're going to continue our talk about practicing. In fact, we're going to do something kind of fun today. We're actually going to practice together, okay? Let's talk about first how I approach practicing. You notice I started at the last page there, right? Well, you can start a piece from the end. I have a little tab here, you see? I've actually started my piece from the ending, so I'm more confident with the ending than I am with the beginning. Why would I do that? Well, think of a CD or a cassette tape, those of you that remember cassette tapes. They always start from the beginning, especially CDs, right? You start them from the beginning. You always know the first part of the CD or the album, but we never really get to the end, right? So why not start from the end and work our way backwards? And then you really get practicing done on the last few pages. So as you're getting through this behemoth of a piece, you're practicing, you're going through, you're like, oh, this is more familiar to me. I've played this many more times. And you become more relaxed and more confident as you play through this. Now, I am not finished with this piece. In fact, I plan to perform this in August in its entirety. So I'm going to use a system that will get me there faster, right? It's still several months away, but anybody who looks at this might say, this is impossible. I can never do a piece like this. I even feel like that sometimes. But when I look at this and I break it down into parts, it's really not so bad. So that was the last page. And here's the second to last page, page 34, okay? And sometimes I put a little tab in the middle of the page. So some of the students understand the flag system. I've used the flag system with some of you. The tab can be the same thing. It's like a little flag, and it's a practice area. It's a practice excerpt, right? So I might practice from here to here. Let's show that to the camera. From here to there. Okay, this is a nice excerpt. I can just work on that for a day. Maybe I want to go from here to this tab right there. Now, whenever I go through a flag, I always go through the first note of the next flag. So let's say, okay, I'm practicing through this section. I won't do the entire thing. Let's do an abbreviated portion of this. I went through the first measure there, but you can just go through that first beat. So at this time, when we're at home and having a lot of time in front of our keyboards, this is a great opportunity to really get into the practice routine. I personally practice every day. I just mentioned that in the last video. Why don't we do something fun? Why don't we practice together? And why don't we do this? Let's get a timer. I have my iPad right here. It's out of your vision there, but I'm going to set it for 10 minutes. Now, I'm going to recommend that you turn the volume down. Where's my remote? We can pretend this is a remote. Turn the volume down, okay? And when I say go, and you can listen to me if you want, but let's just practice together, okay? Let's put it for 10 minutes, and I'm gonna find a nice spot where I wanna start from. Now, I am not perfect on this piece, so if you are listening, you're gonna hear some mistakes. But still, I'm doing this every single day. In fact, I spend about 45 minutes on this piece, but we're gonna just take a sample of that, okay? So I'm going to go to my section, and why don't we turn it down right now, bing. And set your timers, okay? 10 minutes. Go. Do that part again. So I'm going to look at that slowly. That's a tricky spot. It'll take a little more work. want to get that together. I'm going to take a little excerpt there and do 4 measures at a time. Missing that G right there. I'm going to take that a little slower and get a little more precise on that. Those tenths are difficult. I think Gershwin had giant hands. This was nothing for him. Okay, it's a little dissonant, but I think it sounds nice when we put the right hand in. But I notice I kind of reversed those chords. The C minor chord is a full triad. Kind of thinking out loud here, if you're wondering what I'm talking about. This is what I think about when I practice. Oops, I missed that G. I'm still hitting that as a chord. That's got to be an octave. Let's look at that hand separately. I like that. Sometimes I evolve into a mistake. If you play things over and over a few times wrong, it kind of works itself into your playing, right? So I should probably do that double as many times as I've played it wrong, and really try to undo that mistake. Let's do that right now. There it is. That was the mistake. I fixed it. Oh, there's another one that popped in. Let's get this. Let's see. Okay. Let's get that guy out of there. Through to the first measure. First beat of the next measure. Ah, there it is. That's how he wrote it. A little dissonant, but I never question the composer. I'll look at a YouTube video if I question it, and I'll see if they're playing it correctly. There we go. Moving on. Let's go back a little bit. I like that. Oh, look at that mistake crept in there. Let's go back to the top of the page. I used to have trouble with that spot. Right here. Here we go. Dynamics. Very Gershwin-esque. Let's fix that. I used to have that. I want to go back a little bit. What happened here? Let's fix that. I used to have it. There we go. Tricky spot. This is from a movie in 1951 also. So a lot of excitement. A lot of chromatics here. Yeah, we used to have that. Let's try this again. I'm very relaxed though. Just having fun. Let's go back. That could be better. So I kind of skated over that. My alarm. Oh, I was just getting excited here, just having fun. Well, let's stop our alarm. Okay, let's turn her back up. Turn ourselves back up. And there we go. Okay, we're back. Well, maybe you listened to that. And as you can see, I'm not perfect. I had you fooled, right? Well, that was a fun session. We're getting up into 15 minutes here, but I'm actually going to stop the video, but I'm going to continue to practice for another 20 minutes because I'm kind of in the zone now. I'm actually going to go back and do that section again, but I hope you had fun. Let's practice together some more.